up, fam? Welcome back to another Mindful Monday. My name is Brianna. You'll probably hear Tegan right over there. She is just chilling, playing, just being a good little baby. So I need to apologize because my intentions were to post this last Monday and then I was going to post it on Friday because I really had this feeling that somebody needed it. And so I am sorry that I was not obedient, and I apologize for not following through with that. A lot of things happened last week, but no excuses, right? We're not going to do the excuses thing because there's no point. Just, I'm sorry. I was not obedient and I did not give this to you in the time that I should have. So I apologize. But for this Mindful Monday, I wanted to talk about my favorite word, which is love, and loving yourself and how we can begin to love ourselves and what that looks like. So we're going to dive right in. Like I said, love has always been my favorite word. And honestly, I'm not even sure why, due to the fact that growing up, I did not receive the purest form of love. You know, our parents aren't as woke as our generation is becoming. So there was some bumps in there. You know, there were some past hurts of their own that they were projecting onto me. And so, you know, with that, I grew up with a lot of self-doubt. I grew up with a lot of self-anxiety, self-hate, just not loving myself the way that I should have. And from that stemmed a constant search of trying to find what true love is, and thinking and realizing that that superficial love can get me somewhere. So it was, you know, if I'm pretty enough, you will love me, or if I give you my body, you will love me, or if, you know, I act in this certain way, then you'll love me. But me trying to search for all those things really just ended up killing myself, killing my true purpose, killing my true identity, and killing the seed of true love. So now here I am, 3 kids, a wonderful husband, living, you know, my best life, still struggling with loving myself and then giving love to them the way that they deserve as well. And I know I'm not alone in this. Like, I know so many of us are still operating out of our past hurts and out of that superficial love that we thought was what we really needed. And so now what's happening is, you know, we're running into changes, right? Especially if you're a mama, like, hey, my body has changed, so does that mean that I'm not going to get love anymore because now I look different? When in reality, what should be our mindset is like, hey, I did an amazing job. Like, hold up. I brought an entire being, with God's help, into this world. My body is beast, okay? No, it's not the same. It's not. And I don't care. I don't care if you gained 10 pounds. I don't care if you gained 100. It's not the same. And I look at myself sometimes in the mirror and I'm just, like, you can hear her right over there. Sometimes I just look at myself and I'm like, like, we all have those struggle days. And before anyone says anything, I know there's going to be somebody that's like, well, you're still skinny and you don't even look different and you can still eat whatever you want. Calling somebody skinny with venom and hate and jealousy in your voice is the same as calling someone fat. It is body shaming, it is wrong, and you need to stop. You need to turn around, look at yourself in the mirror, start loving on yourself. That way you're not hating on somebody else, okay? I understand that hurt people, but keep your mouth shut. Okay? Thanks. So, bring that back. Let me just reel that in. I get angry because it's something that I've dealt with my entire life, which is probably another reason why I struggle with self-love. But we gonna change it. That's why we're here. We're changing it. We're changing it. So whether you've changed from having a baby or medical reasons or just time is changing things, it's okay. You can still love yourself. Now, and I don't know about you, but I really, excuse the baby noises in the back. Like I said, Tegan's in here, so you're just gonna have to deal with the background music, okay? Okay. So like I said, I really want our next generation to be able to have true self-confidence and true self-love. And how does that start? Well, the way that it starts is with us. We have to learn how to love ourselves to be able to love our children properly and to be able to love the next generation properly, and even still our generation, like just loving people in general. Because in the Bible, it says in Matthew 22:39 to love our brothers as we love ourselves. And I do believe that that's why we have so much hate in this world, is because we are hating ourselves. So what you have is what you give. You see what I'm saying? So what I want to be able to have is true love, and I want to be able to give true love. And so I recently heard this analogy about an apple tree, right? Like picture a beautiful apple tree that's like thriving and just gorgeous, and it has the best apples. And what is that apple tree for? That apple tree is there to be able to give nutrients to others, to be able to give sustenance to others. Well, what happens if that apple tree does not start taking in the sunshine and the rainwater and just the nutrients that it needs? What happens? It withers up and it dies, right? So think of yourself as the apple tree. Think of yourself as you're there to provide love and nutrients to others. Well, what happens when you're not taking in the love that you need? You're not getting the nutrients that you need. You're dying on the inside. That's what happens when we don't love ourselves, is we are dying on the inside because we're not giving ourselves the nutrients that we need. You need to be nice to yourself. You need to tell yourself how beautiful, how smart, how wonderful you are, because it's all true. Everything else, like, you're only good for your body, you're only good for your face, you're only good for what you can give me, you're only good when you act like this. No, it is a lie, okay? My hope for you is for you to flourish and thrive and just love yourself, man. Like, I know this, I just sounded like the biggest hippie in the world, but the time is now. Like, we don't have time anymore, y'all. We don't have time to be playing around. Like, we have to get rid of these chains. I'm gonna take some practical steps and I'm gonna give them to you. These have been working for me and been really, really helping me out with creating a true awareness and a true self-love and something that, like, a solid foundation that you can stand on. What I want you to do this week is pay attention to your thoughts, okay? So it's gonna be hard because you can't catch every single thought, but if you find yourself going down the rabbit hole of like, oh, I forgot to do this, oh my gosh, you're so stupid, and why do you always mess up, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, stop. I want you to, instead of self-blame, give yourself grace. So if we are struggling with that self-dialogue, we're going to take that thought, replace it, build yourself up with some grace and love, and just start paying attention to that, okay? And then also this week, we're gonna continue to tell ourselves we love ourselves every morning. You know, get up in the mirror, you're gonna look yourself in the eye and say your name, and then say, I love you, okay? And then as you catch yourself in a reflection throughout the day, you could, you know, check yourself out, like, be like, yes, hey girl. Because it changes things. But yes, that is my goal for you. Let's start healing our inner hurts. Let's start nourishing our inner child. Like, let's grow into the people that we are meant to be. Just, it's something I'm passionate about. And again, I'm sorry I've taken so long to share this. If you need this, if you need support, if you need love, if you need prayer, like hit me up. Like for real, I would love to come alongside of you and just be there for you. Follow me on Instagram at FamTV and we can connect that way. But I am super excited for what we've got going and what we've got coming up. I love you guys. If you like this video, of course, give it a big thumbs up. If you like the background music, you know, give it a big thumbs up. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos that I post every Monday. If you want to see more of Tegan, which I know she's not visible in this one, but you can clearly hear her. If you want to see her, you can check out some of my fitness videos, our fitness videos, in the cards above. And I love you. I am proud of you, and I am here for you. And I will see you next week. Bye, fam.